Hi, my artist. So today we are going to work on a snow leopard project. So it is going to be our last project in our Asia unit. And the reason that we're doing this is to start with because I have an artist who really loves snow leopards, and Rise could tell you more about them than I'm going to, but I'm going to tell you just some of the basic information on them. Okay, so they normally live in cold places, snowy areas. That's why they're a snow leopard. As you can see the snow falling on this picture. They have thick fur to keep them warm, and they normally also live in high altitudes, which means they live in mountain ranges and areas that aren't low or close to sea level. It means they're very high. When I say high altitudes, they are more related to tigers than they are to leopards, and you can see that when you look at their faces. Okay, so their face looks more like a tiger. Just change the color and it would look like a tiger. They are smaller than tigers. They normally weigh around 70 pounds, and they can jump up to 50 feet. So that is a very, very long ways to be able to jump, considering most people can't even jump. I'd say probably 5 feet is probably a pretty big jump for a person. They are found in Russia and China and in a few other places across Asia. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a version of a snow leopard. It's not going to be a realistic version. It's going to be more like a cartoon version of a snow leopard. But later on we may try and draw a realistic version. So what I need you to do is to find something that is a circle shape that you can trace. So I have this little wheel that I found. You could also use a cup or a bowl, but find something for a circle shape that we're going to use for his head. Okay? And when you get that, go ahead and unpause the video and we will go ahead and get started. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our wheel towards the top of our paper, and it's going to be in the middle. And if it's a little bigger than mine, that is totally fine. Mine's probably a little bit smaller than it actually should be, but we'll make it work. Alright, so there's my circle. What I'm going to do from here is I'm going to put a line in the middle. Okay, try and put it as close to the middle as you can, almost like you're cutting it in half. And then we're going to put a curve underneath it so it looks almost like a smiley face. Okay. Then after you have that, what we're going to do is we're going to put a line angling down on both sides. And we will trace over all of this with our markers or crayons, whatever you have, after we're done. Okay. So from here, we're going to add a mouth, and I'm going to add 2 teeth, because they do have big teeth. I'm going to do 2 oval shapes in here for its nostril. And then I'm going to add some whiskers sticking out. Alright, so there's his whiskers. Now, their eyes, what we're going to do is we're going to come up from the nose a little bit on either side. We're going to do a curve, almost like a smile, on each side. We'll try and match them up as best we can. And before we finish with that, what we're going to do is right at the corner of his nose on both sides, we're going to do a line that goes all the way to the top. Okay. Now I am making it skinnier at the top, so it's going to be wider at the bottom and skinnier at the top. Now I'm going to fix my eyes because one of them's a little bit bigger than the other. Okay. Now, their eyes, we've got the bottom part, so the top part is a little bit tricky. It's going to come up on an angle, both sides, and then it's going to curve down. Okay, so we've got our angle, and then it's going to curve down. Alright, now we need to do a circle. Now you won't be able to see the whole circle, but you'll be able to see most of it. And then we're going to do a smaller one inside of that. And then he needs 2 ears. So we're going to do 2 curved lines, one on each side. Okay. I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger. So that they can match up a little bit better. I'm going to do another curve inside so we know what part will be pink. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 curved lines coming down on either side. It's going to be his body. And 2 lines inside that for where his legs will be. And then we'll have a curved line coming up for its tail. Alright, so from here, what you need to do is go ahead and add areas for spots. So they don't have a lot of spots on their chest. So what you're going to do is add some circles on here. They do have some on their face. And their spots actually help them blend in. It's a type of camouflage. And lucky for us, we won't have to color in too much because they're mostly white. Sometimes they are a little brown or a little gray. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get my markers. And if we look back to our picture, we see that, their fur is a little bit grayish white. But since I don't have a marker that color, what I'm going to do is I'm going to color the outside of their spots. I'm going to color their eyes, and I'm going to outline the picture. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and use my black to outline the spots. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and outline our snow leopard's shoulder. Add the line for his arm. One cool thing about snow leopards is their feet are big and wide, so they almost act like snowshoes. And they help them to run and to balance in the snow. Their tail also helps them balance because where they're located in the mountains, a lot of where they are is on rocky areas, so they need help to balance so that they don't fall. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the face. And outline its ears. Go ahead and go around his face. I'm I'm going to change out my black because my marker's dying a little bit. Now, if you're lucky enough that you have a gray marker, you could always use your gray marker to add some of these colors in here. If you have a light brown, you could also use that. Okay, but I don't, so I'm just going to use my black that I've got. Alright, I am going to color in his nostril. Now let's go back and see what color their eyes are. They have really pretty eyes. Let's see. So they're almost a tan color. So if you want to change that and you want to give them pretty blue eyes or green eyes, you could. They are going to have black in the center though. Okay, so that little bubble we drew, that will be black. And I'm going to leave a little white spot on it. And then I'm going to use blue because I like blue eyes. I am going to use my red to add some red to his ears. Just to give him some color. And I'm probably going to go around with my brown and add a little bit of brown to its spots. Alright, so if you want to add any more colors, you can. You could always add some tan in here. Okay, you could even draw some snow if you want to. But I'm going to finish up, add a little bit more brown to it, and then I'm probably going to add some brown up in the ears too. And then what I'm going to do to finish up is I'm going to go and make sure that I don't have any pencil lines showing that I need to erase. And if I want to add anything to the background, I could. I could add mountains if I wanted to, or I could just say that it's a snowy background. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this, guys. I hope you liked your snow leopard, and I'll try and find other ways for us to draw it as we go through